Hi, it's wolfandstollencastle.com, and this is my latest tutorial. It is how to make Voldo Katars from Soul Calibur 2. Soul Calibur, that's a game I haven't never covered. It's a kind of an old game, depending on how old you are. Fun project. It's got just some paper towel tubes, some foam board, paints, a little bit of detail work, and it's you win! Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for subscribing to my channel if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit that button. Always kind of fun stuff going on. I like to make stuff that's easy to make with some basic supplies. We don't get too crazy here, but it looks good. Let's launch into the video on the introductory video, and then let's get into how to make Voldo Katars from Soul Calibur 2. You win! Dioramas, origami, catapults, and treasure shades, telescopes, terrariums, bonsai trees, and paper games, swords and shields, and real blacksmithing, rattle rockets, animation. I teach the art of real creation. StormTheCastle.com. Let's make something. Okay, let's make this thing. The first thing we're going to do is work on the handle pieces. And the first part is that crossbar, right like that. Now, you get yourself a nice picture of this item, and so you can get a good feel for it. There's also a picture on the cover of the template. We're going to use paper towel tubes and cut one down to a little bit wider than your hand. And then cut it down the side like that. That way you can roll it into a smaller shape so it's not so thick. So it's a nice bar shape. Then go ahead and tape it up. Looks good. See, that's the centerpiece like that. Now we'll make those angular side pieces, and those are full-length tubes. But you do the same thing with them. You cut them down. Cut them down the lengthwise, and then you can roll them up to make them thinner. Tape those up too. It looks good. They're pretty strong too. So now 6 inches there from the end. Measure 6 inches down from the top end, and put a little mark there. And because this is not really an H shape, it's more of an angled shape, we actually mark on the crossbar piece a little half moon like that. See it? On both ends, and then you can cut that out. Just like that. Looks good. And that cutout goes on the top towards the front. And then it sits nice and neatly at an angle like that. It's nice. So now glue all that together, right at your 6-inch line. And of course, you want to make 2 of these. So that applies to the whole video. I mean, it's a pair. So if you want to make a pair, of course, make 2. You could only make 1 if you wanted. But Voldo has 2. And then tape it all up nice. If you have hot glue gun, use that. It's the best for gluing. If you don't, you can use other kind of glue and then tape it up. It will help to hold it strong while it dries. Now do the same thing. Make yourself another set like this of paper towel tubes that are going to extend them out even longer. But this time they're a little bit conical. Like, wrap it real tight on the front end here, but let it be a little conical so it's actually bigger towards the bottom, because it's not a perfect cylinder. It's sort of like a cone, so a little bigger towards the bottom. But this gets those handles to a nice length. You do both sides. See it? It looks good. And tape that up too. Now later we will actually duct tape all of this. If you want it really, really nice and strong, you can duct tape it. But for now, we'll put some masking tape on it to get it strong, and trim it. Tuck it in and cut it and trim it. So now let's make the blades, and you have these in the template. That center blade is a big blade and the 2 sides are smaller but identical. So cut out those pieces on those template and use them on your foam board or cardboard to trace out 4 of the small one and 2 of the large one. Go ahead and cut those right out. If you don't have foam board, you can use cardboard. Run the corrugations the long ways. It'll make it stronger. Don't have them go side to side. It'll be easy to bend. There you go. 4 of the thinner ones and 2 of the larger one. So let's paint them. Metallic silver if you have it. Some kind of silver. It can be spray paint, it can be regular kind of paint. So now the pattern's on that shield. It's a little bit tricky. I'll try to explain this to you. You have the pattern in the template. So you can cut those 4 quadrants out and put them together to show you what the shield will be like. And in order to transfer that to your foam board, you can actually just put them on top of it and then press down hard with a pencil, like this, press down hard. It causes indents. Then you can pick up that template and then write on the indents to get it lined. Or you can use tracing paper too. You know, you can put tracing paper on the template, trace over all the lines, and then flip that tracing paper over, and then press on it to transfer the pencil lead over to your foam board. You know, like this. I'll just show you a quick, wanted to take a look at that. So now we're pressing on the paper and the pencil marks go onto the foam board. And there you go, you have 2 of them. You can go ahead and cut those out, they look good. Kind of a fun little thing. That pattern there is a fleur-de-lis, it's called, fleur-de-lis. Think of that because it makes a difference in how you paint it. And go ahead and, well, cut those out. And you can use regular cardboard for this too. Two of them look great. Now see on the actual object you have these raised sections here like this, go around the eye, go up, and go all the way around the edge of the shield. We're going to use wire to make that. And for the flat spaces around the shield, the straight edges, you could use straws. But this telephone wire right here is really nice for this. Find something similar to this. It's a nice pattern. We're going to put that right on top of the shield in all the spots, all the way around and around the eye and a little bit towards the top. So I'll go ahead and glue it and then apply it. Very nice. This makes a big difference. And we'll take a look at the completed one. There you go, that's a completed one. Now there's a big button in the middle there, like that, and it's raised up. So put a piece of paper on it to get the circle shape, and then put that on foam board, on foam, styrofoam or something, and mark it to make 2 of them. Mark it by pressing in, and make 2 of them, and then go ahead and cut those out. This is 1 inch thick foam. See, there's the 2 of them. And actually, if your stuff is thick enough, you could just use one and cut it in half down the side. See, so cut them out. And I got so much stuff coming. I'm doing another knife project. I'm doing a helmet project. I still have to do some dragon stuff. So stay tuned and hit that subscribe button if you want to stay updated on all the creative stuff coming up. And then if it's too thick, cut it in half. Or cut it down at least to a nice size. There you go. Sand those up. Nice and smooth. Get them around. And then glue them on. Look good. We're ready to paint this thing. Gold paint, if you have a gold leafing pen, that'd be great, but do all the wiring. And do the wiring first, the raised section. It makes it a little bit easier, and I'll show you in a minute why. See now, you get a little bit of rough paint, some drops, it ran on the edges, it's a little messy. Doesn't matter because you're going to paint right over that and clean that right up. So that way if you do the raised wiring first, it's much easier to clean it up. Now we're going to a metallic copper. This is a tester's paint. This is not a latex. This is a, I forget what you call it. It's a modeling paint. And paint all the background patterns. Now it's kind of hard to see, but the background patterns are not the fleur-de-lis. And I'll get you a picture at this so you can see, because that fleur-de-lis is a different color. See, all the background's painted. Looks really nice. The copper color is nice. What's an enamel paint? I remembered. Yeah. So a couple more things here. We're getting close to finishing up. Thanks for sticking this far in. And then we're going to a camel color. This is camel, and this is just a regular old acrylic paint. And we're painting all the background stuff, see it? Take your time with this and have fun. And now you can correct any of the mistakes from the gold wire. Now we just have to do the eye. I call it the eye. Oh, and don't forget those little wads of masking tape. If you didn't put those on, put those on. Now the red here. And I'm using a wine color. This is actually specifically a tapestry wine. But find a color that's close. You could even just use a red if you wanted. And paint that in. So now let's put this thing together and finish it up. I mentioned earlier you could use duct tape to strengthen up those handle pieces if you wanted to. Let's go ahead and do that now if you want. It's optional. Also gives it kind of a nice look. You know, the silver gray of the duct tape. Looks good. Let's glue it all together. Glue the big center blades on first. And you see we have one done there already. And I'm going to show you why. Because you do one to what looks right, and then you do the second one to match it. So place it on top like that and move that blade around before the glue dries to get them so they match nice and even. Cut a 45-degree angle off the bottoms of the short ones and glue those on. Like that. And do the same with them. Put some glue on them and then put it on the other one and match it up nice so they're nice and even so they look the same. Just like that. Okay, if you make this project, make sure you send me a picture. I'd love to see it. Put it on the website along with the tutorial. If you're subscribed to my channel, thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, hit that button. We've got a lot of stuff coming. 530 some odd videos now. All kinds of creative projects. Not just this. Dioramas, origami, catapults, trebuchets, telescopes, terrariums, bonsai trees, and paper games. All kinds of stuff. And blacksmithing. Then glue on the handles. And we'll be done. Hot glue works terrific for this. You're ready for battle. Me? Nobody, even though I have these, nobody gives me any trouble because I have, well, I'll show you in a second. When I go into battle with these things, nobody gives me any trouble because I have a dragon behind me. Thanks for watching. Here's a look at some other videos that are similar you might like too. You know, click on the video to go watch that tutorial. Lots more Captain America, Thor, Zelda, Dante's Inferno, all kinds of crazy stuff. Thanks for watching. Lots more stuff on my website at stonecastle.com.